Happy New Year, everybody. Today is Tuesday, January 11th, and I'd like to give an update of what's been happening on the Murgetroid front. There's actually a lot of fun things going on with it. Let me first start by giving an update. I had it displayed at the Labor Day party this year, and it was a big hit. Really, kids loved it, people loved it, everybody loved it. Right after the Labor Day party, unfortunately, the slip ring that we previously talked about, which powers the Murgetroid, died, and the weak plastic parts got wiggly and stopped making good electrical contact, so I don't recommend this model. However, I do recommend slip ring. There are other models out there, and I have at least two, but this one I had on hand as well. This guy is quite more robust, and you'll see here conducting power from these rings up into the Murgetroid box. It's mounted with two brackets on each side of the slip ring, these blue brackets on each side. Very important that you have two. A lot of the slip rings you'll find out there will only have one. This one has two. You make sure you get two because otherwise you won't be able to mount it. In any case, the slip ring is, I believe, 2 amps per ring, and there's 6 of these rings, so it's more than enough current carrying capability to power the Murgetroid, with extra signals to use in the future for things we may talk about. Because this guy has a longer length here, that forced me to replace my motor. And this is the old motor with a shaft that I had previously cut to fit the enclosure better. But this is too short at this point, so I replaced it. The motor comes normally with about, I think, a 2-inch shaft, which is perfect now for the slip ring that we have there. So I'm recommending that you don't cut the motor shaft, and it will be perfect when you mount it onto the Murgetroid head. So let's see. Let me pause a second. I am in the process of building a new enclosure for the Murgetroid. The Infinity Cube was great, but we're going to make it a hexagonal structure. And I actually had hexagonal structure contracted out to a local company that does acrylics and plastics, and gave him very detailed instructions as to how it was to be built, and supplied the material to him. And unfortunately, he built the structure with the reflective material, which is extremely delicate in some of these two-way mirrors. He built it on the outside where it was clearly specified to be on the inside. So I have this beautiful hexagonal enclosure which works, but has got the mirror material on the outside, which means anytime you clean it, that it becomes damaged, and over time the mirror material wears away. In fact, because he built it wrong, my first cleaning I damaged the structure. So I was upset with that. And the man, unfortunately, was very incompetent. He built me a second hexagonal structure. He built it too short. I gave up. So we're in the process, my friend Keith and I, of building our own. And to date, what we've got going on is 6 of the panels are cut. We had to cut the two-way mirror plastic such that it had the right width and the right bevel along the edges, because to get a hexagon you have to fit these two 60-degree angles together to form the structure. In order to do that as well, we had to build a fixture that is made out of wood, and it basically just has the same angle, 60-degree angle. That will allow me then to place the mirror materials into here and position them and hold them in place as I attempt to glue them. And that has been the challenge at this moment, to try and find the right kind of glue, because I started off with trying to use this epoxy, clear epoxy, and it does not do well. It does not grip to the materials, peels very easily off the acrylic. Not good choice. So after 2 failed attempts of gluing it with that, I gave up. I'm now looking forward to receiving something called Grip 10315 16 acrylic plastic from Amazon, which I'll then use to try and build this structure and have it glued together. At the very end, I'll show you the hexagonal structure that I can use today. It looks great. I actually had it displayed at the Labor Day party. But it's just unacceptable moving forward because it will be damaged. The other thing, of course, that has to go along with that new hexagonal structure is a hexagonal base. And we haven't started that. Keith and I need to get together and get that going after we have the structure in place. Make sure that it's fine, the hexagonal infinity thing. And then we'll build the base, and all together it ought to look spectacular. I'm looking forward to showing all of you that, and I'm looking forward to seeing it myself, of course. So beyond the physical aspects of the Murgetroid, I've had quite a bit of time to really refine the programming of it. And to date, I've built a new graphical user interface geared towards just having fun with it. You know, really engage people who would use it to not know anything at all about how any of it works, and you just start pushing buttons and things start happening, and it's a lot of fun. And it's taken a good long time to get the bugs out of it and figure out exactly how to make something that will engage people without intimidating them. That was my goal. Just engage people with a fun toy art thing, you know, electronic art. So I'm going to have a separate video that demonstrates that new graphical user interface, not today. And but it's beyond that, I've made the whole response to the graphical user interface, the GUI, much quicker. Things respond when you touch the buttons now much quicker than they did before. That required some significant work. And I've added a lot of interesting procedural graphics, things that are not brought in as bitmaps and frames, but are generated with computer code on the fly, which allows interesting effects to occur. And of course, there's always software bugs that go along with all these things, which can take an amazing amount of time to figure out and fix, depending on how complicated they are. And I've run into, any programmer runs into complicated bugs that people do. That's the nature of the thing. In any case, so that in the future you expect to see a demo of the new graphical user interface, and I'll have more information as the new base, the hexagonal base, becomes available to see. And I'm going to pause here, and then we'll just take a quick look at the infinity structure alone, not mounted onto the Murgetroid at this point. Hold on. So there you have it. I just placed the infinity structure on top of the old base, which is square, of course, to accommodate the infinity cube. But it really does look spectacular, and looks definitely going to make a difference in how this thing presents itself. But as I said, this one is going to be easily damaged, and it's already damaged. You can't see it at this moment, but trust me. And that's why we're building a new one. And hopefully we'll have an update with that, with the new base. And thanks all for watching.